The biggest scheduling mistake that most heavy-duty shops make isn't that they overbook, but it's that they don't know what they're doing with the schedule, or they don't have a schedule at all. So there's no plan for the day. My name's Fabian, and my shops have done over $50 million in revenue in the last 3 years. I'm also the founder of ShopView, a heavy-duty shop management system specifically built to run heavy-duty shops on, and it's built to make your lives easier. Now, let's talk scheduling. The number one mistake that people make is that they don't plan the day prior to the day starting. Whoever's in charge of the schedule shows up at 8 a.m., the techs show up at 8 a.m., and you try to book it kind of at the same time as the techs are arriving. It doesn't work like that. It does not work well. Techs are standing around. They don't know what job is next. The number one thing that you should do is build the schedule the day before. So number one, build schedule day before. That's the number one thing. Make sure you do the schedule the night before. If you don't want to do it the night before, come in early, make sure you're there 15, 20 minutes early before everybody else. Get the schedule done. The second thing, triage every job. And what do I mean by triage every job? Look at the work, figure out what kind of work it is, and figure out who you're going to give it to. Is it diag work? Is it R&R work? Is it PM maintenance work? Or is it emergency work? And so once you have that identified, that's when you can plan out who that's going to go to. You need to make sure that you understand the technicians and figure out who's good at what and delegate that work accordingly to their strengths. Number 3, know your real capacity. What do I mean by that? Make sure that you know exactly your average efficiency of each one of your mechanics. If your mechanics are 70% efficient, that's fine. Just make sure that you schedule that accordingly. Don't expect that you're going to be able to put 10 hours in each technician's job if you know that those technicians are not 100% efficient all the time. Don't try to put 14 hours into an 8-hour day. It won't work. You're setting yourself up for failure. If your technicians have 90% efficient, then you can book them up a little bit more, but make sure you plan that accordingly. Number 4, plan to 80%. Don't book your full day. Plan it to 80%. Give yourself some buffer room. You can go ahead and tack a couple jobs on at the end of the day, but just internally have that expectation that something's going to go sideways during the day and those jobs are going to spill into tomorrow. During the day, as you're working, as you're going through your schedule, as you're seeing things spill over, start carrying those jobs over to the next day. You know you're going to be working on them the following day. Don't overpromise to your customers either. If you look at the schedule and you're 100% booked and you think you're going to get it all done, don't tell the customer you're going to get it done, because chances are you're not. Things go sideways, emergencies come up, new trucks come in with emergency repairs. You got to pull a guy off. You got to put him on something else. You know, that brake job turns into a bunch of seized bolts and seized clevis pins, and a bunch of crap shows up, and what you thought was going to take 2 hours takes 3 or 4. So plan to 80%, give yourself the buffer. You've got trucks in the line ready to go. If you can fit some in at the end of the day, then go for it. Make sure you're doing consistent loops with all the technicians. Go through the shop and get updates on how all the jobs are going, and plan the day to 80% capacity and leave yourself some space. Number 5, match jobs to skills and protect your diag techs. That is critical. Do not take your best diagnostic technicians and put them on PM services, maintenance services. Most shops have 1, maybe 2. If you're lucky, you got 3 key diagnostic technicians who carry the shop through the nastiest jobs. Protect those guys. Don't put them on a 60-hour engine job, because if you do that, that 60-hour engine job is going to take you 5 weeks to get done. Put another technician on those engine jobs. I know your diag tech is probably the best guy to do it, but he's not the best guy to do it if he doesn't actually get it done, because you keep pulling him off. So put another tech on there, put some gates in place so that before the cylinder head goes on or before the front structure, the front cover goes on, make sure that your best guy there goes and double checks over that work before you cover up those repairs. That way you can make sure that it is still a quality repair and the job will actually get done. The technician that you put on that job can stay on that job. They can finish it and get it out the door and then go on to the next job. Number 6, schedule only when parts arrive. As a general rule of thumb, don't schedule it Don't put someone on it until the parts show up. Parts can be wrong, parts can be delayed, parts don't show up, not all of the parts came, and next thing you know, you got a truck in the shop and you're waiting on parts. Now you got a bay down. That very frequently happens. I know everybody's seen it before. And as another rule, once your technicians start working on a job, they should go through the entire work order, look at every single line on the work order, and go check the parts on every single one of those lines. They should take the box of parts to the unit, check all the parts, and make sure that the parts are not only there, but make sure that they're the right parts. We've all seen it where you tear into something, you crack it open, you pull the U-joint out, and it's a part on the floor, and you go to put the U-joint in, the U-joint's wrong. And maybe you don't have the right one in stock. And now you're sitting there again, pulling the technician off, putting him on something else for a couple hours while you're waiting for the next U-joint. It is very disruptive to the shop. It's very inefficient, and it's very disruptive to the schedule. So as a rule of thumb, don't book it in the schedule unless the parts are here. And as soon as the technicians do get on, make sure that your technicians are checking all the parts and making sure that the parts are the right parts and they're going to fit on the truck when they try to put them on. Number 7, one person owns the schedule. Yes, other people have input, and during the day, other people are moving things around and shifting things around. If you have a bigger shop and you have multiple service advisors, multiple people answering the phone, yes, other people are involved in it, but one person takes ownership of it. One person is responsible for setting that up at the end of the day, planning out the entire day. When you are doing that at the end of the day, you're going to take today's schedule, all of the jobs that weren't done, you're going to carry them over into the next day. You're going to have an idea of kind of what your next couple days look like, but the tomorrow day is the most important day. So carry everything over to the next day. And once you do that, make sure that person owns that schedule and they're responsible for communicating that plan to the rest of the team. In the morning, when the foreman arrives, make sure that there's a little foreman huddle. Make sure that the foreman is always communicated with what's going on with the schedule, any changes that are made to the schedule. If a customer calls or you get a couple emergency calls and the schedule flips on its head and completely changes, make sure that that's always communicated with the foreman. So multiple touch points with the foreman throughout the day about what's going on in the shop and what that schedule looks like. Number 8, review the day and learn from it. At the end of every day, as you're planning the next day, take a look at the day. How did it go? How did the schedule look? How was it planned out? Learn from that, repeat, do it again the next day. As you do this over and over again, your scheduling is going to become fairly accurate. It is a challenge to schedule a shop. You can't schedule it like a medical office where an appointment takes 1 hour. That's not a reality. We all know that the truck comes in for just an oil change and it turns into a 40-hour job and they want it done in 4 days. It's not a reality to keep a schedule exactly tight as you planned it. So make sure that you review your days, you learn from it, take those learnings and implement it into the following days. And if you do that, your scheduling will become fairly accurate. And if you do this every single day and you implement these 8 steps and you do it over and over and over again, you're going to go home, you're going to be less stressed, you're not going to be thinking about work, you're not going to be thinking about the next day, and it's going to bring calm to the storm because we've seen so many shops where it's just absolute chaos. Your customers are going to be happier, the expectations are going to be set properly, your service advisors are not going to be getting bugged constantly by the technicians asking for their next job. The people on the service desk can also stay focused on calling customers, communicating with customers, creating invoices, reviewing invoices, building quotes, doing the job that they need to do because everything is pre-planned and they're not getting consistently interrupted by technicians coming up to the front asking for their next job. So if you schedule properly, you plan your days properly, plan them the night before, you're going to sleep better at night and your shop's going to run much smoother.